Welcome to another edition of SKNIS Week in Review, a program that highlights the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis for the past week. A look at some of the highlights for June 21st to 27th, 2019. Government forges ahead with implementation of federal youth policy. St. Kitts Music Festival thrills thousands. St. Kitts Nevis hosts workshop focusing on women and young people. And cooperatives organizations celebrated in St. Kitts and Nevis. I am your presenter, Sherima Matthew. Efforts to raise the awareness of the St. Kitts and Nevis Federal Youth Policy 2017 to 2022 among stakeholders and strengthen its effectiveness were explored at a 3-day workshop held from June 24th to 26, 2019 at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. Facilitator Stephen Sowell, who is the Assistant Program Officer at the Commonwealth Secretariat, said that the workshop was designed to build on the participants' current understanding of youth work and develop the capacity of the individuals as well as their respective organizations.
It's been really interesting because we've had a diverse range of stakeholders. So some of them have specific expertise in one area and some have expertise in another area. So it's been a challenge in some ways to have them working together because there are a range of different tasks we're looking to cover. This includes youth work, youth development, youth policy implementation, youth mainstreaming. These are broad topics, but it's been great to see how they've all come together and address these different topics with their own expertise.
The capacity building workshop on youth development and youth policy implementation training was organized by the Department of Youth Empowerment, DYE, with support from the Commonwealth Secretariat. More than 30 participants, including staff from the DYE, the Ministry of Education, the Department of Community Affairs, and the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, along with representatives of youth groups, faith-based institutions, sporting associations, and others attended. The Department of Cooperatives, in collaboration with the local cooperative movement and allied agencies in St. Kitts Nevis, is celebrating CoOp Week 2019 from June 23rd to July 6th under the international theme CoOps for Decent Work. In his address to declare the 2019 program of activities in celebration of International Cooperatives Day officially opened, Minister of Agriculture and Cooperatives, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, said that it is important to celebrate with cooperatives in the Federation as their work is extremely important.
Our hard-working farmers, who are members of local farmers' cooperatives, they work hard. They work hard on their respective farms to produce food for local consumption. They work mostly from sunrise to sunset, performing decent work, and so they deserve a market with fair prices for their goods. Our agro-processing and cooperatives movement produce wine, chips, green season, and sauces through decent work, and also deserve a market of fair prices for their goods. Our credit unions provide financial services for individual members and for other cooperatives, and are known to provide decent employment for members as they work in comfortable conditions and in a healthy environment of which we can all be proud.
A number of activities will continue to take place until July 6, 2019. Primary schools on the island will benefit from discussions with practitioners in cooperatives on July 2nd, and on July 4th an awards dinner and ceremony will be held at the National Emergency Management Agency's conference room. Minister Hamilton will deliver the International Cooperatives Day message on ZIZ Radio and Television on July 6th. Of significant importance is the annual ceremony celebrating the reopening of the Sandy Point Public Market by the Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative Society Limited on the afternoon of July 6th at the Sandy Point Public Market. The 23rd St. Kitts Music Festival continues to live up to the reputation of being a world-class event where top local, regional, and international artists thrill audiences with hit songs and high-energy performances in a fun and enjoyable atmosphere. Record-setting crowds have been reported for the first 2 nights, June 27th and 28th, and this is expected to continue on Saturday, the finale of the 3-nightly concert, Smokey Robinson and Bojo Banton are slated to perform. Approximately 100 participants from across the region participated in a regional stakeholder dialogue and consensus building workshop on women and youth in peace and security using the South-South approach. According to the United Nations, the South-South approach, or South-South cooperation, refers to the technical cooperation among developing countries in the Global South. Minister of State with responsibility for health in the federal government, the Honorable Senator Wendy Phipps, said that the workshop comes at an opportune time when security is highlighted across the region.
This consultation is being held at a time when security has never featured more prominently on our regional developmental agenda. Earlier this year, in my address to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis on the issue of crime and violence, I said that my Team Unity administration is committed to the peace and stability of our federation. The Team Unity government is committed to a holistic approach to crime reduction, and we will work with every entity that genuinely offers to help and is striving to make St. Kitts and Nevis a country where peace abounds.
The June 25th to 26th workshop, which was held at Mount Nevis Hotel, was organized by the Ministries of Health and Gender Affairs in St. Kitts and in Nevis in collaboration with the Commonwealth Secretariat. The workshop closed with a rally from the old cinema in Nevis and ended at the village. A gospel concert was held after the end of the rally with guest artists Nisha Woods out of Barbados and Judith Gale out of Jamaica headlining the concert. The St. Kitts and Nevis Association of Professional Engineers, SKNIS, remain committed to promoting and advancing the engineering profession in St. Kitts and Nevis by strengthening communities through the use of capacity building. Appearing on Wednesday's June 26th edition of Working for You, Nubian Griot, President of SKNIS, outlined the fundamental objective of the organization.
The objective of the association is basically to create that sort of networking that allows capacity building, sharing of knowledge, building our community, building our nation, So through coming together, unity, we think that that's the best way in moving forward to bring everybody together on the same level and reach out to our community, reach out in the private sector, in the public sector, and build a stronger nation.
The organization also strives to safeguard the life, health, and welfare of the public by restricting the practice of engineering to properly qualified persons, advance the status of the engineering profession by the establishment and observance of high standards and conduct, promote and foster the advancement of the engineering profession and science and encourage good relations between members of the profession, and protect and advance the interests of professional engineers. SKNIS was established in 1980 and currently has a membership of about 80 qualified engineers. Wednesday, June 26 was a historic day for the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, CFBC, as Barbados-born Dr. Jacqueline Austin was sworn in as the fourth president during a ceremony held at the premier tertiary institution in St. Kitts and Nevis. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, the Honorable Sean Richards, described the ceremony as relevant because it was organized not only to officially welcome the new president, but also to inaugurate her as the fourth president of the institution. This, he said, is a very important process for the leadership of CFBC.
Securing a president for the college is a very involved and consultative process. It involves the interview of applicants by the CFBC board and the subsequent engagement of the candidates by the faculty and other constituents of the college. Such an approach is necessary because of the awareness that the new president has to be able to share the vision for the college with the different teams of persons with whom he or she would be working.
Dr. Austin is described as a leader in higher learning who most recently served as a consultant to the Caribbean Development Bank, working across the region on technical and vocational education and training TVET-focused initiatives. Dr. Austin, who officially took office on Monday, March 11, 2019, succeeds past interim president of CFBC, Ione Liebert-Ouellet. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Ms. Beverly Harris, has officially retired from the civil service after 42 years of sterling service, where she held several positions. Ms. Harris was honored at a banquet in her honor held at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort on June 22nd, which was attended by senior government officials including Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, staff of the Ministry of Sustainable Development, close friends and relatives. In her 42-year career, Ms. Harris climbed the civil service ladder, where she held the positions of statistical clerk, economic planning officer, chief statistician, director of statistics, and permanent secretary in the Ministry of Sustainable Development. The retired permanent secretary received glowing tributes about her work from the ministry colleague statisticians, locally and regionally, government officials, and staff of the Caribbean Development Bank. Elretha Simpson Brown succeeds Ms. Beverly Harris as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Sustainable Development. Thanks for viewing SKNIS Weekend Review. I am Sharima Matthew. See you next week as we continue to update you, the general public, on what's happening in and around the Federation.